And here we go. I like, even in the chat, there are some people like, are these players friends or mortal enemies? We don't know.
Yeah, we just do not know.
I don't know if if it's friendly banter or if it's real hatred and like vindication between. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, like, they've met each other so many times that, like, maybe they are just friendly, or maybe they are just like so fed up with playing each other. Just want it to be done.
Possible. It's possible. But here we go. We are loading on in the lower bracket finals. The winner of this series goes up against Nice in the qualifying match.
Yes, it did. And for the first series that I'm here casting, we have a ZvZ, which I'm pretty glad about. And we are looking at the base of the blue Zerg player, representing the Juggernauts and Hong Kong. It is the one, the only, GogojOey.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player himself representing On-Side Gaming. It is Rex.
So I like how I have apparently the new title in the chat, the world's best and most sentient jersey.
True. I don't think anyone else can claim that title. But you're right. You know, it's very fitting that you come in here. I guess for some context for the people in the chat, we are here with the best Zerg player in all of Hong Kong going up against the best Zerg player in all of Taiwan.
Yeah, that is actually true. And we'll see how it goes. So far, it doesn't look like they're overly aggressive. I was kind of expecting it would be like, you know, full knife fight, but they are a bit more calm than that. They're starting pretty chill.
Yeah, exactly. Standard openers, hatchcats pull from both players. No one has tried to go for the gold base. Unfortunately, I'm sure Kuro would have loved that.
Yes, I would.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But I'm honestly really excited because more often than not, Joey and Rex actually miss each other in DreamHack. They're usually in opposite groups. Very rarely do they play against each other, I feel. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I just haven't seen much of it. But it's cool to see because we can, like, you know, for this tournament, for the time being anyway, try and figure out who is the best Zerg player in the region, in Taiwan/Hong Kong.
Yeah, that is true. That would be very interesting to see. Now, what do you think will happen this game? Do we see just like a regular, oh, it's roaches versus roaches, or is it gonna be something more explosive?
So I hope that GogojOey remembers his training, because if you remember, I think it was for maybe 2 seasons ago, GogojOey, he in an interview, he was saying how Miyamaika was helping him practice a lot in ZvZ, like because they are teammates, and Miyamaika has the best ZvZ in all of Southeast Asia. So
also the weirdest.
And the weirdest. So I hope it's been a while since that happened. It's obviously GogojOey has been focusing on his real life job. He's a scientist. He works at a lab, and this is what I want to see: something quirky, something strange. He is going for a very fast lair on 2 bases.
Yeah, fast lair straight into roaches. He did skip link speed, so his whole defense are these two queens for now, but Rex doesn't look too aggressive so far either, as he just takes his third base.
Yeah, this is the power of this map, Pride of Altaris. We do have a ramp. It is relatively narrow. It doesn't take that much to fully wall off, and that is exactly what this is, a full wall off. Rex is playing standard with his third base timing. It is on Rex right now to scout and figure out what GogojOey is doing.
I mean, he did see the Roach Warren, I believe. I don't know if he can guess it that there is the lair behind it as well.
Ooh.
But at least he knows it's Roaches with upgrades.
Well, kind of. Like, again, this could still be Spire play. The lair is about to finish up. All 4 gases have been taken. Lings are going to try and bust on through. We don't have enough energy for Transfuse, but because we did have a secondary wall here, or because there's only 1 queen exposed, GogojOey does fully wall off, and it is, in fact, 2-base Muta.
Right, is this because you called Papa Panda's name too many times during this stream? Because this looks like something Papa Panda would do, where he like keeps switching text just to confuse his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, this is all intentional, and I love this. We do see GogojOey start Roach speed, and once the Lings of Rex go up the ramp, he's going to assume it's a 2-base Roach all-in. You know, maybe even like Nidus play or something like that. So he's being fed false information, and GogojOey so far has successfully kept this hidden.
Yeah, and Rex is actually going for his own roaches, so he's not gonna be prepared for mutas whatsoever. There is a potential of counterattack, which is something GogojOey has to be careful about, but he may do a lot of damage to Rex.
Yeah, he may. Meanwhile, GogojOey, this is pretty vital. He goes in and he sees how saturated the third is. The fact that it's not saturated. Fun fact, GogojOey actually has more workers than Rex right now, even though he's on 2 bases. So there we go, we have a full wall off. He knows that Rex, he's going for a big all in. He sees the 2 bases, and I think Rex did correctly identify that it is going to be mutas, and he wants to end the game before the mutas come out.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. GogojOey is throwing down Bindingness behind this because there will be a lot of links coming, and some of them are already on his side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. So again, very nice scouting here by GogojOey, but even though he scouted the all-in is coming, can he defend it? Mutas are coming out, and mutas put this on a timer. Nothing here shoots up, so mutas will eventually kill everything, but we'll see how much damage Rex can get done before that happens.
I mean, this wall does look solid, and the mutas are now chipping away at the Ravagers, but this is a lot of Zergling army.
Oh, but you know what? That Eva Shaper is going to go down. The Lings are going to try and flood on in. It looks like they're kind of finding a little bit of room. The Ravagers do bile some of their own units. The Lings are trying to break through.
But will they? Oh, they're starting to surround these roaches and queens, but I think they will die before they do damage.
Yeah, the defense is solid. We did see that Rex broke through 2 layers of walls, but couldn't break through that final layer in the end. Meanwhile, Rex is droning up behind this. He has recognized that his all-in has failed, but he still has a lot of roaches, and there's still potential to deal some damage.
Yeah, the Lings are trying to surround the roach army, but there is actually enough roaches to just defend from Rex right now, and GogojOey is about to prepare his own attack.
Yeah, and I love this. So the mutas are killing all of these all of these overlords. Meanwhile, actually looking at those upgrades, we actually did see that roach speed and +1 range finished. So that means that GogojOey only ever intended to make a handful of mutas. He's going for that roach push with the upgrade advantage. He's going to be able to dominate this third base.
And he found a really nice spot so he can't be surrounded by the Zerglings too effectively. He's taking down queens, he's taking down drones, and this is starting to be a lot of damage done to Rex.
Yeah, exactly. There's no mining here at this third base. Lings cannot get any surface area at all. Again, we have the +1 range advantage for GogojOey. +2 range is on the way as well. A lot of overlords are being hunted down one after the other by the mutas. They even come across the map as well. But can he keep going? Can he break the third? It looks like he can't.
Yeah, not quite. I mean, he did take down a lot of units with him, so this is definitely like a lot of damage done, but it's not quite enough to finish the game right now.
Exactly. But GogojOey, he's working on his own third base. Again, he does have a very strong timing where he can hit with +2 and +1 carapace. His roaches are going to be so powerful. He has a massive upgrade lead on Rex. If Rex has to do something to slow this down, like this, go for a Ling run by.
Yeah, but the queens are right there. They are protecting this wall. Like in the split second, GogojOey noticed the Lings sneaking by, and the wall once again is protected.
Yeah, the wall is a wall. We have 3 queens. We have energy for transfuse as well, so GogojOey is perfectly fine. Meanwhile, he's moving out with his roaches. Again, in a couple of seconds, these upgrades will finish up and he can hit his timing. Rex, I think rightfully so, hasn't been droning, but that also means that his economy is just straight up worse than GogojOey. He cannot produce as many roaches as GogojOey.
Yeah, it looks like he decides to go for straight Lings instead. They have +1 melee, so that will help fighting, but there's not enough of them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he can maybe get the most ideal surround on this army, and I do think that's possible. He's hunting that army down right now, but there are just so many roaches, they kind of reduce surface area for each other because of how thick they are and because of how bunched up they are. We'll see if GogojOey, we'll see if Rex can defend against this push.
Yeah, Rex sent part of his Lings for a counterattack, but actually he has to go back to defend to save this third.
Yeah, but you know what? Here we go. We see the full surround with the Lings. We see the Biles as well. We see the roaches. Is this going to be enough? No, it is not. The stutter stepping is too good. The upgrades are too good for GogojOey. All the Lings go down.
Yeah, the Lings go down, the roaches go down, the queens are still standing, but there's not a lot of them, and I think this will be it.
Wow. GG, well played. GogojOey off of the 2-base play. He's able to defend against the all-in, counterattack, and take the first game.
Yeah, that was dominating. Wow. That was actually really, really strong game, really solid game from GogojOey.
Yeah, that was really good. That was oh my god, that's the kind of ZvZ that we love to see here. You know, even though it's a mirror matchup, we have 2 completely different styles, 2 different approaches to the game, and we got to see like the dynamic that they had between them. Very good preparation for GogojOey.
Indeed. Yes, I tried to join the channel. So there you go. Yeah, that was really, really just a really good game from GogojOey. Like I'm actually impressed. Like
Yeah.
look, I'm a big GogojOey fan, and I always cheer for him in these tournaments. But this was like a really decisive, like this was like the plan from the start, and he just executed the plan, and it worked as a truth.
Yeah, and I think that's also an important thing to point out is that this was like a plan and like two build orders going up against each other. It wasn't straight up standard Roach versus Roach, so we couldn't really see the players really flex their mechanical skill against each other in this mirror matchup. And that may change here as we go on in this series, whether or not we end up in a standard game or something a little bit more strange.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out as we are about to load into Hardwire LE.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I did see some people were asking about the accent of Kuro, and Kuro did respond. Kuro is from the land of Bologna, of Poland. That is where that accent is from.
Yes, indeed. I'm already sorry for my pronunciation as I butcher everything. Don't worry about it. But we are here on Hardwire LE to see our ZvZ. I don't have a rhyme. It's okay. But we are looking at the base of the Blue Zerg player representing Juggernauts and the land of Hong Kong. It is GogojOey.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player himself representing On-Side Gaming. Currently down in the series, but not out. Not yet. It is Rex. Something a little bit off topic, but I love that Thorn969 just randomly showed up and he did the correct thing and Funaded for sure.
Yeah, and for sure he's not even here.
He's not even here.
Just gets it anyway.
Oh god. Beautiful, beautiful.
But yeah, once again, nothing crazy in this game. We see hatch first from both sides actually. So looks like we will have another macro game, more of a thought out builds than like quick cheeses.
Yes. There are a couple of differences, and those differences being, as you can see, this entrance to the natural is much wider. So going for two-base play on Hardwire isn't impossible, but it's a little bit more difficult to pull off. So I don't imagine we're going to see that from either one of our players. We'll see. GogojOey, he is ahead in this series. He has a little bit of room to play around with.
Yeah, I did. And I'm really curious about the builds. After the previous game, I want to see what they are planning this time.
Yeah, exactly. So far, hatch gas pull from both players. We did see in the previous game, Rex did open up standard with that third hatchery. And we're going to get to that point soon, once we get to around 30 supply. So far, again, nothing too crazy. Gas is being mined. And I guess the first sign of anything odd going on would be if any one of our players skips link speed.
Yeah, but looks like both of them are getting it. I think GogojOey is actually getting 2 more links than Rex is, but it's not like a major difference, I feel like.
Yeah.
May help though.
Yeah, Rex just being a little bit more efficient here, only making 2 lings, especially because he confirms that it's a hatch first opener. Like, there's not going to be any link flood right now. Like, these 2 lings, their goal here is just to scout. Oh, even trades a little bit here, but because GogojOey has more links, he's actually going to come out ahead in this trade.
Yeah, indeed. He may even kill those 2. And straight up, Rex just goes for Banelink Nest. He saw those 4 links, like, yeah, I'm not risking it.
Yeah, I think what I like about what we just saw is that 2 links are standard in ZvZ, but because GogojOey made more, he actually delayed the scout, so he's keeping Rex in the dark. We do see he's applying a little bit of pressure here at the third base. It's not really designed to do anything. Again, the goal was just to delay these lings and, just buy some time.
Right, I am so happy. GogojOey is just making links and a Banelink Nest. Yes.
Yes, both players did go for their Banelink Nest, which is standard. You need them to defend your third base. But as we can see, GogojOey is link flooding right now. He wants to get a kill. He wants to cancel this third base.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he can do that because Rex is already morphing his Banelink, so one wrong move and this whole army may be gone.
Yeah, it's all about the Ling Bane micro here from both of our players. They both have access to those Banelings. We can see that GogojOey's Baneling Nest was delayed, so he can't really do too much right now. He's just trying to pull apart his opponent, try and sneak on by that hatchery already at around half HP, and the Lings are going to sneak on.
Yeah, Yeah, they're going around. As like Rex is sending his whole army to the other side of the map. GogojOey may actually get a sneaky kill.
Oh my god, but here we go. The Banelings are rolling on in. We have some queens, but is the target fire good enough? He does get one of those Banelings, and it looks like the second Baneling will get targeted down as well, but not before getting connections on the Banelings of GogojOey.
Yeah, but it's still good enough for the defender's advantage, I feel like. So he will defend. He did not get that third base, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like there were defensive Banelings at home for Rex, so they got a little bit more damage done on that third hatchery, but Rex was able to defend as well. In the end, both players do bounce off each other, and now we are back to droning.
Yeah, not only droning, but GogojOey is also getting that Roach Warren, so it looks like he wants to move away from the Link Bane, but Rex not so much.
Yeah, that's honestly a little bit interesting here because we basically have a full wall-off being set up here by GogojOey. With this full wall-off, he could try and hide some tech if he wanted to, but things are looking pretty standard here. Rex, without a Roach Warren and without +1 range starting yet, I mean, he could be the one to go into something a little bit quirky as well.
Yeah, but it looks like it is the Roach Warren after all.
Yeah.
And he's going for attack upgrade, so we will have attack versus Carapace, it looks like.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Carapace usually means that the Zerg player wants to go for a Roach Ling timing. With Carapace, it doesn't scale as well as versus +1 range with Roach versus Roach, so that's where like the Lings come into play. So interesting choice here by GogojOey. We'll see if that's going to be the case, as he is in fact making Roaches right now.
Like, why are the drones hugging the Baneling in the third? Okay, never mind. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Look, it's like it keeps him safe. Okay.
True. It's like a
an emotional
a
support
Baneling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, there were Baneling plushes, right?
Yeah. True. Not wrong. Meanwhile, here we go. Nice baits here as GogojOey does trigger one of those Banelings. Meanwhile, Rex, he's going for a little bit of a Baneling run by here at the third base. What's important is that, again, GogojOey... Oh, okay. I thought he stopped droning, but he just made another wave of drones behind this push.
Yeah, it looks like he just moved away with his army, and behind that, he's just getting more economy, more upgrades. He's getting a lair. He actually changed his mind. Was it because of the Banelings he came back?
I think he saw the army that Rex had, and he's like, I probably can't break this. I'm not going to try and risk it. I was scouted, and Rex was even making some spies here. He was taking this very seriously. Yeah. So GogojOey knew that he probably couldn't break him, so instead he decides to drone up.
Yeah, and as we see, this time it's Rex going for a Spire behind this.
Oh, yes, being very cheeky here with a faster lair, a faster spire. He can take control of the skies. Meanwhile, we do see that GogojOey, he's just a little bit busy trying to catch up in workers. Because he was working on the push that he didn't go for, he's just behind economically.
And he will have to catch up because, I mean, once all of this tech setup is done for Rex, he will just be able to make more and more units, and he may actually go ahead of GogojOey as he's taking a fourth base as well.
Yeah, like economically, like just Rex, he's just doing everything right now. What GogojOey needs to go for is an Overseer Scout. He needs to get into the main. He needs to figure out what is happening, if it's still just Roaches or whether there's a tech switch coming out from Rex.
Oh yeah. Oh, it looks like GogojOey is sending this small force to see if he can do something about this fourth that he has Overlord over.
Yeah, I mean, he can trade a little bit, but there are just so many raw Roaches here. Like GogojOey, this is not really a fight you want to be taking, especially with the defender's advantage. At the same time, Lings actually come in from behind to try and get a bit of a surround, and they will help.
Yeah, I mean, he may be just in time before the upgrades finish. Like, neither player has Roach speed, but... I don't know, Joey. That's a lot of Roaches.
Yeah, with the spines, Joey can't break the third, but maybe he can force a cancel at the fourth base. That's probably the goal here on this push. Lings are doing a great job at buffering, and there we go. The fourth base finishes, and this is going to be a kill, not a cancel.
Yeah, that's pretty nice piece of damage for GogojOey. He did sacrifice a bit of army for it, but it wasn't like a complete loss, so I guess maybe worth it.
Yeah, especially because just like Rex is ahead in workers, but he can't really make use of that because he's on the same base count as GogojOey. So it was a great way to equalize the economy. But again, he still hasn't scattered the Spire, and the mutas are coming.
Yeah, on the other side of the map, GogojOey is actually getting burrow movement. So it looks like we will have some sneaky Roaches going around the bases.
Yeah, and that's a great way to help deal with these mutas. It's a great way to actually have map presence, because right now for GogojOey, everything has to come back home. These 4 or 5 mutas are enough to bring everything back. The Overlords, the Roaches, the Lings, everything. But Tunneling Claws helps harass a little bit because you can burrow and you can avoid the sight of these mutas.
It also made me think that because these mutas are hunting down overlords, like roaches are so heavy in supply that it may be actually very, very problematic for GogojOey.
Yeah, exactly. Like GogojOey is kind of close to maxing out. He needs to get into Hydras. Hydrogen was thrown down immediately, so he is going to be going for Roach Hydra. And that's perfectly fine. Meanwhile, here we go. We're just waiting for Tunneling Claws. Roaches are getting ready to just go into the main base of Rex.
I like how they're just chilling there, like, yeah, just waiting for a moment. But these mutas are causing more and more problems as they are trying to snipe the Ravagers. For now, the Queens are scaring them off, but there will be a moment when there's just too many of them.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked that GogojOey didn't turn around with his Overlords, by the way. He is so ballsy with them, he keeps them standing strong. Meanwhile, there is detection. The Tunneling Claw Roaches are not gonna get through.
Yeah, I feel like GogojOey just sent them to like see what's going on because he knows he can't get any damage, but oh, looks like one is missed.
Yeah, one in the main, one in the natural at the same time. Ooh, 4th base of Rex is under threat here. We do see that Rex was completely out of position. All of his roaches were defending against the harassment, so this base may go down. But Rex is double expanding. As long as one of them gets up, I'm sure he'll be happy. Ooh.
Yeah, probably. And there are roaches to defend as well, so I don't think this base is going down, even with a focus fire.
Yeah, detection is here as well. We do see that again, GogojOey is trying to make the best he can with all of this. Meanwhile, Hydras are coming out for GogojOey. Roach Hydra is a bit of a better army compared to just pure Roach, but Rex does have that +2 advantage.
Yes, indeed. And Hydra speed is still on the way for GogojOey as well, so these Hydras take a little while to join the army. Oh, he may get a good position here though.
Yeah, I mean, this base, I think it's going to go down. We do see that Rex is fighting his heart out. He wants to try and hold on to it, but it's just not going to happen. That base is getting lower and lower, and it looks like the 4th base does get sniped.
Yeah, but GogojOey has to be careful. He may lose quite a bit of his army here as the roaches of Rex are just chewing through it.
Yeah, exactly. Hydras have a lot of DPS, but they don't have a lot of HP. This is a bad always a bad trade, but the reinforcements come in, and GogojOey pushes this all the way back.
Yeah, it looks like the DPS was just enough. We see a roach run by in GogojOey's base. Okay.
Yeah, we have a bit of a roach run by. They just run all the way through. Actually, not going to get many drone kills. Do get the Queen, and they do force GogojOey to come all the way back home.
Yeah, I feel like the important part was that they actually kept the reinforcements for GogojOey at home, so these Hydras had to run instead of keeping up the fight. But it should be enough to defend from this push.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I don't know how I feel about this from Rex. He pushed out far across the map to try and apply some pressure to the 4th base of GogojOey, but he just doesn't have the numbers right now.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I mean, the Ravagers do help if GogojOey doesn't dodge those bars. This may actually cut quite a bit of the army, but I don't think it's enough for an attack.
Yeah, the Ravagers, no, they're exposed. A little bit of mispathing there by Rex. He loses a couple of Ravagers in the retreat. With the Biles, he keeps GogojOey at bay, but at the same time, Rex did double expand. GogojOey is aware that he's trying to harass, he's trying to hit those bases.
Yeah, at the same time, I think once again the mutas are sneaking around to GogojOey's bases, so there will be some harassment of both sides of the map. And there are queens though, so that's good.
Yeah, mutas are trying to do what they can. Meanwhile, roaches do unburrow here towards the bottom right-hand corner of the map. There's still roaches here at the 3rd base as well. Here comes that main army diving on top of what little Rex has. A couple of Biles do connect, but again, there's just so much DPS here.
Yeah, so much DPS, and these Zerg units on creep are just going right in. This is a lot of defender's advantage though, so GogojOey has to be careful to not lose too much of his army.
Yeah, those Spions actually doing a lot of damage, as you were saying. Reinforcements here coming in for Rex, but Rex is falling apart a little bit. That harassment earlier actually killed a lot of workers. He's now down in the economy, down in the army, but ahead in tech. He was able to sneak out a lurker, and it's so difficult pushing into lurkers without Ravagers. And
I like how we said it, a lurker.
Yeah, a lurker. We do have some Ravagers though, and one lurker can be biled down.
I mean, it can be by down if we know where it is. Like, the whole point is that GogojOey needs to spot where it is. And there are a few more of them on the way as well.
Yeah, bearing in mind that GogojOey is also going for his own lurkers. Lurker Den is done for Joey. He's behind in the upgrades though. We see Rex +3 is on the way. Lurker range is on the way as well. So overall, Rex's army will be stronger if he can get it up and running.
I like how GogojOey is still distracting Rex with these burrowed roaches here and there. Like, it's always like 1, maybe 3, but like, they keep the attention span of Rex like just split to a few places at once.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Like, just pulling Rex apart, and Rex is down in supply. He just doesn't really have a large enough army to keep up with all this. Base towards the bottom right does go down. One Lurker here is going to do a decent amount, but the Biles... Oh, the Lurker goes down. And the tech is here, question mark, it's exposed.
Yeah, no more Hydras for Rex, it looks like, unless he rebuilds that. He did manage to sneak out like a few of them making right now, but there will be no more Lurkers after this.
Yeah, we have a pseudo-base trade. Rex, he just counterattacks with all the roaches that he has. He's going to be able to force a lot of lost mining time at the 4th base. And with Lurkers, it's still really difficult to push on through. But GogojOey, it looks like he does get a kill on the 3rd base.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And now it's basically just Lurkers trying to defend. And there is an Overseer, so they should be able to be taken down.
Yeah, the Lurkers get focused down, but they did so much damage. GogojOey, he can't break through. Kill the hatchery! Bobby, no! He doesn't get the hatchery!
He was so focused on the army. I think he thought that he got it, but like he just barely didn't, and he completely forgot about the hatchery.
But I think it's okay for GogojOey because as again, the hydrogen was sniped. Was it rebuilt here? Okay, it was rebuilt for Rex. Okay, he can keep making hydras. He can keep making Lurkers. Rex is still holding on, but yo, the 2 roach run by.
Yes, the burrowed roaches, they were useful.
The sharks, they pop on up and they get the hatchery, and they're going to keep on going as well, sneaking into the main bases. GogojOey still maintains the supply lead. He still maintains the worker lead as well. That roach run by of Rex did some damage, but it didn't kill any of the hatcheries. It didn't deal any damage to the production.
Yeah, and as you said, like Rex has much less of a supply of army, so those little distractions actually cost him a lot.
Exactly, and I find this very interesting from GogojOey. He has opted not to make any Lurkers. He actually is going for Vipers instead. He does have the tech to make Lurkers, but this is another answer to them. Like, hey, I guess you don't need Lurkers if you just yoink your opponent's Lurkers. And that could work because Rex doesn't have that many. He's got 5, you know? We can deal with this.
Yeah, and GogojOey is getting this upgrade. Now he's getting a few Lurkers, but I feel like that Lurker then is kind of like a backup, you know? Like, he's trying to do what he can with this army, and later on he can always switch.
Yeah, again, Lurkers are very gas intensive, and GogojOey, because of his economy, it's not amazing. He didn't want to waste any of that on Lurkers when he was being aggressive. Meanwhile, he now has the better army with Vipers. Vipers change the entire dynamic, not just abducts on Lurkers, but they also have those blinding clouds as well, which basically make Lurkers useless. So Rex has to make sure he has them spread out as best as he can. We do see that there's a bit of a lull here, but GogojOey is about to max out.
Yeah, in the meantime, Rex's response to all of this is building a Nidus. He's trying to send this Overseer around here to see if he can find a position to distract GogojOey this time, but I think GogojOey got it. Like,
the Overseer does get sniped. We do have an Overlord sneaking outside the main base though. Meanwhile, more harassment here. Roaches, they unburrow, and a lot of drones go down. Even some Lurkers!
ooh. Both Lurkers get sniped actually before they can burrow. That's a very nice catch for GogojOey.
Very nice indeed. There we go. We have the yoinks. We have the abducts. 2 more Lurkers go down. 3 more Lurkers go down. And there are only 2 Lurkers remaining here, but we have enough energy for those yoinks.
Yeah, very nice cleanup by GogojOey. And I think despite that Nidus in the main, I think he has enough to fight this army.
Yeah, exactly. He just has far too much here. The Lurkers, despite having a massive Lurker lead, Rex just couldn't really make use of them. The Vipers completely shut them down. We do see GogojOey avoiding the Lurkers. He doesn't want to fight them. He just sneaks on into the main base, getting whatever damage he can get done, trying to fight on top of the ramp. And GogojOey, he can afford to lose this. Rex cannot.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about Lurkers is that they are very strong, but they are stationary units. So every time, like, GogojOey keeps running through the bases, like Rex has to reposition these Lurkers, and they are not dealing the damage as they are running around, trying to chase that army.
Exactly, mate. We even had that Overlord in the main base sniped by these Hydras. So GogojOey, he's aware of the Nidus. Finally, a Nidus will get up and running here for Rex, but is it really going to get anything done? I don't know. Like, he's kind of falling apart. The economic advantage is so huge for GogojOey. He is running away with this.
I mean, is there anything in the Nidus, to be fair? I don't even think there are units. There's one Lurker.
One Lurker, you know. Hey, one Lurker can kill a mineral line. Okay, oh no, but there's another Lurker.
There's a defensive Lurker.
Ah, the Lurker versus the Lurker, but there's no detection for GogojOey.
No. Oh boy. Well, all the detection is on the front, as this army of GogojOey is once again moving into Rex spaces, and even Blinding Clown is being thrown down.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. The freshest base of Rex goes down. Meanwhile, GogojOey does pull away from that mineral line. Again, that one lurker is doing a lot of damage, but is it going to win him the game? Can he really hold on against this massive swarm of Zerg?
The answer is no, as GogojOey takes down the series 2-0.
GG. Well played here by GogojOey. He takes down the king. He takes down the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the best Zerg player in all of Taiwan. And GogojOey crowns himself the best Zerg player in the region of Taiwan and Hong Kong, and goes on to the qualifying match.
Hey! As we've been casting this match, shout out to Calibre GG in the chat, who is the owner or co-owner, I believe, of GogojOey's team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, being here, cheering for his boy.
Yeah, shout out to Calibre. You can see there he has the logo of the Juggernauts as an emote. He is, you know, cheering for his boy GogojOey, and I'm sure he's very happy here to see GogojOey looking dominant in this ZvZ. Not just the game, but the entire series. GogojOey was in the driver's seat.
Yeah, definitely. Like, GogojOey is having a really good day playstyle-wise. Like, his play's just been really strong and solid. Like he's not winning of like, you know, like some quirky games and like, you know, some like those are just like solid, like thought out builds. It's really great to see.
Yeah, it was really cool, especially because I do think that game there was a period where he was behind. Like he had the advantage in army, but that's kind of it, and he was able to barely make use of that, like with his harassment, with his ability to snipe hatcheries as well, which there was a lot of pressure on him to do that damage. He had to kill bases, he had to kill workers because he was behind, and on top of that, the mutas even gave a lot of map control to Rex as well, and he was also behind in lurkers. Like, he was behind in a lot of different aspects, but he was able to, in a way, almost out multitask Rex to make up for that.
I mean, it was all of the burrow roaches, right? Like, he was like doing really well, even though like the roaches weren't really getting much damage done usually. Like, he was doing very well at distracting Rex from where the actual fight was supposed to happen.
Oh yeah. That was really well done. GG, well played. And now we are going to the qualifying match. As a reminder, the qualifying match is a best of 5, not a best of 3. And this is, of course, the last series of the night. And a bit of a rematch as well. A bit of a rematch.